Hi guys, I'm Z36, diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia back in 2010. I started this channel because I kind of want to make it like a soundboard for your frustrations, for my frustrations. I know that living with Friedreich's or even any other type of ataxia is kind of difficult, especially if you have no one to talk to or if no one understands. I know that a lot of people like myself, I feel that not a lot of people understand what I go through. I feel the Ataxia community is the only one that really understands what I go through, but regular people is who I see more often. So I don't feel like they understand some of the frustrations I go through, like especially when I fall, things like that. I want to hear some of your frustrations, ideas for future videos I can make. Please put it in the comment section. Please tell me what you think. Please tell me some of the frustrations you go through. I'm gonna be using the word for quote unquote frustrations a lot in this video and any future videos because that's what I want. Because again, that's what I want to talk about. I feel that sometimes I get frustrated and it's hard to voice my opinion. It's hard to voice some of what I'm feeling, especially when I go to like social media, when I go to like Instagram. You see so many videos of people that are like doing great things. There's a guy I see in my Instagram feed. He's on his wheelchair, and you just see him doing pull-ups. That's amazing. It's something I wish I could do. Uh, there's definitely people doing amazing things out there. My hat's off to them. I'm not gonna fault them in any way. That's absolutely great. But then there's normal people out there like me that can do things like that. I feel like sometimes you go on Facebook to voice your frustration, and when you do, the PZ police gets mad at you for being upset. You're not allowed to be upset. You need to be positive all the time, no matter what happens, no matter what people think. Don't worry. Thank God you're okay. God's always gonna take care of you. Sometimes I voice my frustrations and I just don't want to hear that. I'm just upset. I just want you to respond back. And even if you don't understand what I feel, just tell me that you do understand. I just want someone to listen sometimes, and I'm sure that sometimes you guys feel the same way, that you voice your frustrations and you just want someone to come back to you and say, you know what? I'm sorry you felt that way. I understand what you're going through. Tell me about it. And it's hard, sometimes it's hard for us as Ataxians to kind of voice our frustrations. I know that. I mean, just a little bit about, as I said, I just want to talk about my struggles, some of the struggles I go through on a daily basis. Just a little about me. I live alone, I work full time. I don't regret living alone, but that's something that's probably going to eventually change as my Friedreich continues to progress. As I mentioned, I was diagnosed in 2010. We're in 2019 now, so it's definitely gotten progressed over the years. I don't want you to think that all I'm gonna do is complain and that I'm a negative person because I'm actually not. I do my best to try and stay positive, but I'm a realist. I know what's wrong with me. Uh, and it's difficult to stay positive all the time, especially when you fall, especially when you stumble, especially when you walk and you're surrounded by a bunch of strangers, like when you're out in public, and people are just kind of looking at you like, man, what's wrong with this guy? I'll give you an example of two very different things that happened to me today. So I'll give you an example of two different establishments I went to. The first establishment that I went to, I was walking and I was going to the dry cleaners, and I parked my car and I was walking and I had my bag of dry cleaning with me. I put my foot over the curb to walk over the curb. And once I walked over the curb, I lost my balance and I fell, which did surprise me. Falling and I just fell. I dropped my bag and I fell. And there was a lady that owns the business next door to the dry cleaners. And she saw me fall and she walked outside as soon as I fell. And by the time she came out to me, I had already stood up because, again, I was just embarrassed that I fell, even though I was sure nobody saw me, but apparently someone did. But she saw me fall. But, by the time she came outside to me, I already stood up. And she just kind of looked at me. She grabbed my bag and she asked me, "Hey, do you want me to help you?" She grabbed my bag and kind of walked with me to the dry cleaner, walked inside with me to the dry cleaners, dropped off my clothes for me, and told me that she saw I was picking up clothes to go back, and she said, "Hey, do you want me to help you take these back to your car?" That was amazing. Thank God for this lady. I couldn't believe that she did what she did. She didn't have to do what she did, and it was amazing on her. I couldn't stop thanking her enough. To go on the opposite end of that, I went to another establishment later on in the day, and granted, this was 11 o'clock in the morning. So when I say later on in the day, that shows you I'm an early riser. Later on in the day, so I went to go drop something off somewhere, and as soon as I walked in, I could see this guy behind the counter just kind of looking at me, thinking, it's only 11 o'clock in the morning. Is this dude already drunk? Like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, look at the way he's walking. And the reason I knew that he was looking at me and he was thinking that was just because I could tell by his facial reaction. As an Ataxian person, someone that goes through these things, that when someone looks at you, you kind of know what they're thinking. You kind of know when someone has a look of worrisome on their face, and then you kind of know when someone looks at you and they have a look of weirdness on their face when they're kind of like, okay, what's wrong with this guy? There's something not right about this guy. You know, uh, that's some of the frustrations I go through. I have a million different stories I can share with you guys. Little, just small fun fact. I just want to let you know I'm still walking and I don't have a wheelchair yet, which is why I'm still falling. And I'm sure that's a fault of my own. That's, but we can discuss that for a different day. But I will be ordering a electric wheelchair pretty soon. And I will actually post a video about that in the coming days. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short, and then as I mentioned in the next few days, I'm gonna go ahead and post a video about the electric wheelchair and what I went through just to order that. Um, I'm gonna post more videos coming up soon, but in the meantime, please don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. As I mentioned, comment, tell me what you think, tell me some of your frustrations, give me ideas for future videos that you want me to talk about, because I'm sure there's things that you guys go through that I don't even have an idea what you go through. But please tell me what you think. Again, this is the life of an Ataxian. Please tell me. I would like to know, because I we go through the same struggles. We go through the same struggles every single day. So I would like to know, and I would like to get your voice out there. Thank you.